Okay, there seemed to be some confusion on that valve that I posted, the overflow valve. So on here, I'm going to try to make it easier to understand. So just if I can, right here. So if you see, the corn comes in the top here where the yellow is and comes down through. With the valve over this way, it all goes to the wet bin. With the valve like this, it all goes to the grain dryer. Pink is the dryer, blue is the wet bin. With it like this, everything goes to the wet bin. I think everybody understands that. With it like this, the corn all goes to the dryer. I think everybody understood that. The place where people didn't understand or seemed to have some confusion was in this right here. When this paddle is straight up, how the overflow is. Now this is drawn to scale, unlike the hand sketch in my last video. This is drawn to scale. So if we go at and we make, this is a 10-inch valve, and I'm not gonna share every detail of it, but if you look at this line is a 10-inch long line. There is 10 inches from the top of that to the other edge over here, even though it's at an angle. There are more than 10 inches on the other side. See that line on there? There's more than 10 inches on that side. There's 10 inches on this side. There's a couple inches more over here, actually. From the bottom here in the center to the top up here is more than twice as long as this, right, this here. So there's more than, not more than twice as long, but there's more than 10 inches from the top of this to any part here. The closest that the top edge is to any metal is to this side of the valve. So this 10 inches is the smallest. Up here, we have like 14 inches, something like that. Over across here, there's way more than enough room so that if the grain in here is piled up here or boiling in here, it comes across. The other thing is the width of the valve. The thickness of that valve, if it's a 10-inch valve, it's going to be a minimum of 12 inches this way. So if we do a little bit of simple math, we have a 10-inch by 12-inch opening at the smallest in that valve. A 10-inch circle, which would be the size spout going to it, would be 78 square inches of opening in a 10-inch circle. 78, remember that number. If we have 10 inches by 12 inches at our smallest point, that's 120 inches. So if you would take 78 inches of the round pipe times 1.5, that is still not as much as the room we have at our smallest location in this valve. So this valve is significantly larger. My hand sketch was terrible. That was a terrible hand sketch, and I should have actually took the time to do a little better job of the hand sketch. This here is a little a drawn to scale drawing, and this is much more accurate. So that is how we're having this work. The smallest dimension is right across here, which is a 10-inch by 12-inch opening. But this up here is significantly bigger. If you look at the picture, they're a very tall, wide valve.